Okay, we are live. Hold on, let me mute the stream. Okay. Oh wait, it's already muted. Good. So today it's been 5 years since I joined the GDC. Yeah. It's been an interesting ride. I'm not gonna lie. Meeting Steve McRae for the first time, inviting him to my friend's stream. Like my friend was like super high that day, just really high. And my stuttering didn't really help. So Steve was like, "Dude, how high are you?" And I said, "I said it's like I'm not high. I just stutter. I get a laugh every time I think about that." Hello. Let me send you the link on Hangouts because you left Wild Hearts. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay, I guess you're looking at it. There we go. StreamYard. StreamYard. But yeah, I gotta say, I've met a lot of wonderful people in this community. Uh, some of them haven't been around in forever. Some of them, unfortunately, passed on. And some of them are just really, I don't know how to describe them. Hello, Pixie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm
Again.
I'm doing well. I figured, it's been 5 years since I joined this godforsaken community. I might as well do a stream about it.
I still say I'm not in the community. I just have friends that are.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. For me, I'm like, fuck it. I joined it back back when the old G Plus group was around. So it's like,
Yeah, that's not me. Haven't even been around that long.
yep, I know. You've you've been around for like 10 months at most.
Something like that. Maybe not quite. Let's see, 6. Probably more like 8 or 9 months, maybe. Something like that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you stuck around. I said I'm glad you stuck around.
For now. But if
Well,
I bail, if I bail, there are people I won't ghost.
yep. I'm definitely not one of them.
Yes, you are.
Oh wait, yeah, I am one of them. Oh, sorry. It's like, yeah, I am one of them. Never
You
mind.
are one of the people I would not ghost.
Yeah, uh, because I am so awesome and kind and caring, and I'm talking myself up. Because why not?
Why not?
Okay. Carpenter no longer Christian. I guess not. I don't know. Faith. Let me see if Mr. Lizard wants to come on, or anybody really. I don't really want to put the link out there, so.
I think
mm,
JG jumped on like right when Wild was ending his. But I think he still intends to come over.
He just ended.
Yay. I mean, not yay, but
Yeah. I've been watching this interesting show. Have you ever heard of it? It's called Forever.
No.
Well, basically, Henry Morgan is a medical examiner working for the New York City police department. He's trying to find a cure for his curse because he's immortal, right? He cannot die. Like he's been living for 200 years. The interesting thing is that every time he dies, he comes back in water. So he literally can't die. Like if somebody kills him, he comes back in water. So he can't die. He just dies and comes back. He's got a respawn. I
I
won't
don't
post.
know. I'm watching Westworld tonight. Hopefully, if I get off a decent
Okay,
hour.
I won't post a link, but I will post a link in. I will post a link to Brojo.
I don't.
Brojo,
Oh, yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
Brojo, check Discord because that's where I sent it to you. Send it on
I
Discord. Go
I
ahead.
don't watch a lot of shows. Like outside of like documentaries and like movies that we download or something. Outside of that, the only shows I really watch are something Super Munchkin demands I watch with her, or my husband demands that I watch with him, and then if I like it, I'll stick around. So like that's like I think like before Westworld, the last thing I watched was Ozarks,
What is that?
another show that was good.
Hmm.
And at first, I didn't want to watch Westworld. He kept trying to get me to watch it with him, and I was like, I don't want to watch it with you because he has this habit of like he'll start something without me, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I'll watch it again. I'll watch it with you. It was so good. I want you to watch it." And then we'll get like 4 episodes in, and then he'll bail and try to get me to watch something else, and I'm stuck there like, what the hell?
I'm on phone. Can't do that. Can't do now. Okay. Well,
But
sorry.
then, but then he told me Anthony Hopkins was in it, and I was like, done.
So you were done in the sense that you'd watch it, or you were done in the sense that
Yes,
nope.
yeah, I was like, end of discussion. I'm in. I'm in.
Wow.
I like Anthony Hopkins though.
Would you leave your husband for him?
No, I just happen to think he's
I
really
know. I know.
talented.
I'm just messing with you.
Plus, he's like
Oh.
old enough to be my grandpa.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't keep I don't keep track of I don't keep track of movie stars or whatever, so I don't know how old he was.
He played Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, that okay, yeah, that guy. That's he's wow. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Some people are into men that age, so,
Why? I'm not one of them.
right?
So I was confused. I was like, "Do you know who Anthony Hopkins is?"
Yeah, I now I do. I just didn't remember him. Okay, where the hell is Mr. Wildheart? But I don't know. Whatever. But as I said, it's really been a hell of a community, a hell of a trip these 5 years, and a lot can change. A lot can change in 5 years, right? A lot has changed in 5 years. Like wow, just unbelievable. Uh, I've seen the community split like 5 times. I was there. Voice never to forget 100. Wait, what? Voice never to forget 100. I don't get what Faith is saying. So, what are you doing? You still working?
Of course, it's only 6.
You need to stop working.
Well, Thursday and Friday I don't work. Actually, there are people who agree with you because I keep getting emails that are like, "We are halfway through the year and you have an unreasonable amount of PTO left. Start picking days." And I'm like, "Oh, but I always come back to a mess."
Hang on. Sorry, I had to ask. I had to ask a quick question. Let's see. Hmm.
If people are in the wheel, because I keep seeing my Google thing pop up, I can't read anything. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I did send you the link to this to the stream.
Yeah, but when I join the link through there, I can no longer view my messages from there. It'll
Yeah,
kick me out of here.
that's like so weird. Hmm. Well, oh yeah. Let me send speed of sound the link. Speed of sound. Sound of speed. Oh, he did send me a link on the 22nd, which was like a while ago. Sorry, I'm sending Speed the stream link, or to join the stream.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that and it didn't kick me.
What?
I went to act like I was copying the link, but then instead I told it to open in Chrome and closed out the other one and it didn't kick me.
Yeah, StreamYard does allow you to be in two or three rooms at the same time. It just opens up new tabs, which can make it go insane. Hmm. You got anything interesting to talk about? Because I just, well, I mean, I guess I could continue saying, I could continue talking about my experience these past 5 years in this community. I mean, as I said, I've met met a lot of interesting people, a lot of good people who have, who have definitely guided me throughout these 5 years. I don't talk to many of them anymore. They seem to have like whatever, doesn't matter. Some people are not even meant to be in your life for the season. Some people are just, you know, some people just come for a day and then leave. It's the ones that stay that really makes life worth living. Granted, I'm not saying that the ones that were only around for the day didn't have an impact. Like everyone has an impact on each other, no matter how small.
Mostly true. There are some people that were like write-offs. Like I don't really remember unless I super think about it. And even then I usually remember them in connection with someone else.
Yeah,
But I moved to be fair, I moved around a lot, right? Like I didn't just like grow up with people or whatever.
funny enough, I also moved around a lot when I was younger. Like I remember when we first came to America, we spent like 2 years in an apartment building, in an apartment. Then I, wow, I don't remember a lot. Then I remember in 1999 we moved to a house where we spent 19 years there, living there. Then, well, my mom is still living at the house we moved to after the 20 after the 20 year after the living at the other house for 19 years. And yeah, I moved out over a year ago and never looked back. Fuck that noise. I ain't never moving back.
Um, I'm I always thought I'd go back to Colorado. They're trying to persuade me to go to northern New Mexico, but right now I'm really like I just thinking I want to leave the US.
Oh, where are you going?
Yeah. Well, Amsterdam and Prague have always been high on my list, but if tensions in Europe don't settle, probably more like New Zealand.
Hmm.
Although Finland has always been high on my list as well.
I want to move to Sweden one day. Just I don't know. Seems like a beautiful place to live.
Oh, I don't go anywhere to escape myself. I go because there's so much to see and learn and discover and more people to talk to.
You
There's
know what would
just
help with?
so much. Why stay in place? Why?
Well, yeah, that's true. But you know what else would help with that?
What? I don't know. I don't know what helps with that. I've always been restless. Having a
Um,
kid helps with that because I agreed
well,
to raise her around her family and I've done it so far.
well, this topic, this is always a sort of hot topic, kind of. But if you were to live for I don't know, let's say 1,000 years, that will give you plenty of time to go around exploring and learn everything, or do as much as you can.
Well, sure, but I don't have that. I have this short little life and this whole world to explore. So why stay still? Why?
Well, no, I agree with you. I'm just saying it would definitely help if you had that.
Yes, yes. If I had a longer life, I could probably feel more settled at times.
To
But
your
I don't know.
lab.
I don't know that that's true. Like when I've been somewhere for 2 years, it's like once I feel settled, it's time to go. Most people like they want to feel settled. I don't. Once I start feeling settled, it's time to go.
Yeah, I get that.
But I'm like that in everything. Like even my work, I feel that way. Like once one project is going really, really well, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Give me something else.
Hmm. You are restless.
I am. I'm very restless.
Well, I mean, you are a Sagittarian, so that's understandable. By the way, did you look at the link I sent you about your birthday?
Uh, if you sent it anytime after noon yesterday, no, because it has been work and an invasion of teenagers at my house.
Hmm. Okay, well, I guess we'll just read it here. Hold on, let me get it. Pixie. There we go. December 1st, 1984. Let's see. Screen share. Uh, okay, can you see?
Way to give away my birthday. Yeah, I can see. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I doxed you, Pixie. Your
I'm
birthday
just
reveals
kidding.
everything.
I know I've said it a bunch. I'm just kidding. That's why I said it like that. It's okay.
Okay, this is an in-depth look at a fascinating people fine. Day of the week. The 24th was a Saturday. It was the 336th day of the 12th month of 1984. And Georgian calendar. December 1st in 1890. So December 1st in 1984 was a Saturday and was the 336th day of the 12th month of. I guess we won't read the entire thing, but you were born in the winter of 1984 on a Saturday. You were 37 years old, and according to the Chinese zodiac, it was the year of the rat. A
They
fellow
were
rat.
wrong. I was not born in winter. I was born in late autumn, just before winter. Winter doesn't technically start till the solstice. But I guess colloquially, I was born in what people would consider winter.
But you are a rat as well.
I am. A wood rat, to be exact.
I think, yeah, so am I. I'm a wood rat. Okay. So you have been alive for 36. You have been alive for 36 years, 6 months, and 27 days, 20 minutes. Uh, oh wow. It gives you the minutes, hours, months. Sagittarius, year of the rat, age on the next birthday 38. Being born in 1984 makes you part of the millennial generation. There are six different generations. Okay, I really don't care about that. It's the same thing. Also known as GY, born with 1980, 1985. Millennials grew up in electronics. Planet Jupiter. Your birthstone is tanzanite, turquoise, zircon, and topaz. And your birth flower is the narcisse. I love that name. The narcissus, or whatever. I am pretty narcissistic.
That's our flower? I didn't know that.
Yep. Okay. Next birthday. The zodiac sign. There are 12 people who were born on December 1st of David zodiac sign Sagittarius. Vegetarians are open-minded and have a great sense of humor. They love to travel. They are enthusiastic about exploring new places and new people, like you were just saying. According to the Chinese zodiac calendar, being born on 1984 means your zodiac's animal is a rat. A Chinese zodiac is based on a 12-year cycle each year, with each year in cycle related to an animal sign, the zodiac system, etc.
Oh,
But
that part's wrong. I would not say I'm motivated by money. That is
well,
not a motivator for me. It probably should be.
I mean,
It's
it's not saying everybody is like this.
well,
It's
I
just
know.
because. See, but are sometimes too motivated by money.
I am do you know your according to my friend who's really into birth charts and who keeps asking to do mine. I am what did she okay, hold on. Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius rising, Pisces moon, whatever that means.
I honestly do not know. I remember Black Mamba and someone else. I've had my horoscope, I've had that done, my astrology chart done, but I don't remember it. The ruling planets, Sagittarius is Jupiter. There are 10 major planets. Jupiter governs your ethics and your philosophy.
Jupiter,
Life.
huh?
Yes.
Well, that's okay. I like
You're
Saturn more, but okay.
Jupiter is about the search for truth, making it the perfect planet to govern law, religion, philosophy, and education. If Jupiter was retrograde when you were born, you're quite philosophical, but tend to keep your beliefs to yourself. If Jupiter was stationary when you were born, you have strong points of view and principles. Sagittarius, life path number. Oh, interesting. Your life path number is 8. Well, that makes sense.
No.
Oh,
Why? My favorite numbers are 4 and 13. Why 8?
I well, that's something. This is something else. Uh, let's see. Your life path number is similar to your zodiac sign. These numbers are used to offer insights into your greater purpose, including strengths, weaknesses, personality, talents, and ambitions. Your life number also exposes the tone of your experiences and why events occur, past, present, and future. If you were born on December 1st, 1984, your life path number is 8. The life path 8 suggests that you enter this plane out to lead, direct, organize, and govern. You are very ambitious and goal oriented. Eighth place emphasis on career, business, finances, and authority. You are spiritual but maintain a practicality and realism to your spirituality. The values of eights are authority, material things, success, while the challenges are to learn when exerting control is helpful and when you're better off letting someone else take over.
Mm,
Is that you?
mm. I mean, some parts, but not some other parts. Like the whole govern thing. Some people say that describes me, but that takes more follow through than I have, right? Like when it comes down to that part, like I'm more the ideas person. When it comes down to the governing part, the maintenance part, the tedious part, I'm like, okay, you guys have fun. See you later. You got this.
Yeah,
And I'm
right.
done. I'm done. After that, it's time for something new.
Okay. Okay, the number one song in the U.S. on the day of your birth was "Wake Me Up Before You Go" by Wham.
For real, that sucks. What was the? I'm gonna look up what the best rock song was.
According to a internet myth, the song that was topping the charts on your 14th birthday is the one that defines your entire life. The number one song on your 14th birthday was "I'm Your Angel" by R. Kelly, Celine Dion. On your 18th
Fuck
birthday, the number
that.
one song was "Lose Yourself" by Eminem, and on your 21st birthday, it was "Run It." Yeah, these are the same songs I had.
Well, fuck
Uh,
that. I'm just well. There's one that wasn't bad, but fuck the rest of them.
uh, Yeah, so this is basically me doxing your zodiac sign.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Scott Duke, I don't know how to give you a link to get in here, and I don't feel like posting it.
I don't think I have a way to either.
Oh well, he'll just have to be he'll just have to be no going on stream. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, sorry, I was getting a message on Discord. Uh, Yeah, there was this one woman I've met in the GDC who was very kind. Her name was Jade West. She was very old, and everybody respected her. She was also very intelligent. Right? She liked to read, and every time there was an issue where people didn't know did, needed wealth of information. She was there correcting some people because there were a lot of people who read books or claimed to read books and they got stuff wrong. So she would be like, "No, you guys are wrong. This is the way it is." Too bad she died a couple of years ago. I miss her a lot, even though she and I would never really, even though I knew her for only like a year and a half, but we did grow close because we were similar.
That happens.
Yep. Man,
Hmm.
I've known Veko for 5 years.
I haven't
Like
known anybody on here for 5 years.
I think I've known Jay for just as long, for five or 4 years.
There are a few people I've known for almost a year. That's about it.
Hmm. I think you've known me for 9 months
Yeah, about that.
or maybe 10. I don't know. Let's go, 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 go! Gadget helicopter.
That's why I get lost easy. People keep throwing around all these names, and I'm just like, I don't know that person or that person and then people are like, how do you not know this person? They're so big in the community, and I'm like, look, I'm not in the community though.
Yeah, well, no. See, you were in the community before you joined the community.
No, I have friends in the community.
Yeah, so by you having friends in the community, you joined it.
No,
That's
I
how it
didn't.
works, right?
No, but I don't stream. I don't any of that. I don't. I'm not trying to deconvert anyone or convert anyone. None of that.
I'm trying to convert myself into, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Uh, let's see. I have 11 watchers, which is kind of creepy.
Why is that creepy?
Well, I have 11 people watching me. It's like isn't that kind of creepy when you think about
No.
it?
Maybe Wild should come in. Wild knows more people
Okay,
than I know.
Scott Duke.
Maybe he could get other people in. Because other than Discord and Google, I don't have any way to give people links either.
Discord. Discord. I love Discord.
I'm learning to. I At some point we're gonna have what like we're gonna watch like have watch parties. We're gonna watch movies and stuff on Discord at some point.
Nice. When's that gonna happen?
I don't know when I get the all the movies together and then send them to Sammy and sweet talk him into hosting for me. Yay.
Sweet talk.
I say that. I really don't have to. Like he offered to help a long time ago. He already has all the controls. I really just have to ask him and he will.
Hmm. Sammy is good people.
He is.
I'm watching you, Midnight. Okay. Creepy. You're very creepy, Scott Duke. Never be creepy. Uh, I never Discord. Okay. But you sure love causing Discord, Faith. Oh,
You know why I did a Discord? Because it was easier to like post writing and stuff there.
yeah,
Because
true.
I love Google, and as much as I love being in Google and not having to be live and still doing all the hangs and stuff, like you can't really just there's not really any place to just post stuff. It just gets lost in everything.
Yep. Bye, Faith. Thank you for joining or watching.
Later days.
Later days, later days. Uh,
I know I have a lot of weird phrases, huh?
no, I know. I'm not sighing because of you. I'm just remembering all the shit that's happened these past 5 years in the community and out of the community. Like Jesus Christ. You ever heard of Steve McRae?
I've heard of him. I think I might have seen him. Like if you showed me him, I might recognize it because I remember people like bringing him up a lot. But I don't remember if that's the same person as the person in the video I'm thinking of. I just know it was around the same time. It does he know somebody named Ches?
Holy, yes, yes, he does.
Oh
Holy
yeah,
crap!
I
The
saw
messenger revealed.
oh
Yeah,
I don't know.
sorry, I was sorry. Somebody that hasn't shown up in a while. Oh, hey, messenger, I'm gonna send you a link on Discord on my other account. Hang on a sec. But sorry to interrupt you, Pixie.
No, it's okay. I think I saw like a clip of him and Cheshire something talking when they had a falling out, but that's the extent of my knowledge on the person, and I wasn't very interested, so I left.
Yeah, well, history repeats itself, but you gotta love.
Well, see, I heard that too, but I don't even know what that means. Was
Oh, there's so much to go through.
See, I
None.
told you, despite popular belief, I am not a part of the community. I don't know any of this shit. I know. Okay, wait. I think somebody tried to explain it to me one time. Something about there's a channel that
Yeah,
two
it's
people worked on together, and one person was doing all the work, and the other person didn't like the direction they were taking it in. So the other guy took over the channel because he was doing all the work. But the other guy got mad and took him to court. And then the guy that got mad and took him to court got the channel, right?
yeah, it's
Okay, got it.
that's the short of it. That's the yeah. There's way more than that, but that's the cliff note. That's the cliff notes version.
and somehow there's no good side to be on because they're all terrible people. Something like this. I don't know. That's all I know. But Wildheart
Hmm.
freaks out every time I tell him I don't know who the hell Matt Dillahunty is.
I mean, why?
Because I don't know who it is. I've never seen his videos, never looked him up, never been curious. Apparently, he's an atheist who argues for atheism, but I see enough of those. And I have friends that do that. So I just never felt the need to be
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah, Icarus is like, Matt who? Yeah, Matt who? That's funny. So what are you doing?
me?
Yeah,
Working.
I hear crackling.
Oh, that's me being fidgety because I can't stay still even when I'm working. My apologies.
Nah, that's fine. I get what you mean. It's like, come on, I need to get up and do something. But
Yeah.
I can't. But I can't get out. I can't. It's like I fucking hate being albino at times because I can't go out and go for a walk without getting really bad sunburn.
Oh, see, that's the thing though. Like I can go for I'll go out for a walk for I'll walk for 20, 30 minutes straight. I'll come home, I'll sit down and my chair is still swinging or I'm still like tapping or I'm up pacing. I don't like to sit like it's I don't know. I'm just
Well,
I'm fidgety.
people like us were always meant to just get up and go, right?
I
You know,
guess.
always exploring, always curious. Like you know, we're, we're basically cats. We're basically cats with a laser pointer.
I don't know. One of my nicknames was Hummingbird, and I asked Coco, "Why do you call me Hummingbird?" And he said because you're tiny and you never stop moving.
That's adorable. That is, yeah, that is very adorable.
It was hilarious. He was like a grandpa figure to me.
I say. Everybody, move your body. Let's see. What to talk about? We need more people in here. Oh, but I guess we could talk about the existence of God. Hey, Pixie, does God exist? If so, he's a
No,
cunt.
I don't think that's true. I think if I could bring myself to a place to believe in God, I would have to believe that nobody ever got God right and that God is bigger than anybody gives him credit for because believing that a God exists and thinking that any one of these is like portraying that God accurately is I don't even know how to put into words how disheartening that
But
is to me.
isn't that basically saying that that humans will never be able to comprehend the true nature of God or like a God like we'll never be able to figure it out whether there actually is one because even if there is one, he's so powerful that it's
Right.
inconceivable.
But
Like I
that's
don't know, it just comes off in a certain way.
but that's what I think. I think that has to be true for me. I think that has to be true and none of this can be right. Otherwise I could not even bring myself to a point of believing without just being completely disheartened at the thought of believing, right? To believe that this great being is also somehow very petty and human and small is just something that doesn't equate in my mind. It doesn't equal a great being.
Hmm. By the way, the messenger reveal says everyone believes in quote unquote God. I mean,
No, I don't. And I don't believe that God has spoken to any man either. I when I read religious texts, no matter what religion it's been, I've always seen man creating God. But
I
just
mean,
just because you create it, just because you create it, just because you imagine it, doesn't make it real.
I mean, it can, it can, but I don't mean God, but here's the thing. A lot of the things we have today had to be imagined first before they were
I
created.
didn't say things you imagine can't be real. I said just because you imagine it doesn't make it real.
Mm, I guess I guess I'll stay with that.
In what way can I create a God other than by words on a page, other than by spreading a message? In what way do I create a God? Can I actually create a God? So if I imagine a God, can I make that God real?
You can make it real in the sense in the sense that you're writing, you're creating the character and writing a story about them like that. That's
Right,
how great.
but I can't bring that God into existence just because I wrote about that God.
I think we're arguing semantics here, but okay. Haha, I've been doing going meta getting suit slow live for now and on the lookout for a mad white, red, or purple one. Hey, you know what? Go with purple, Batpig. Purple is in. Purple, purple represents royalty. Color psychology is very interesting, or color theory, I should say. Anyone else coming in? Like, I'm a dark blue regal type. Well, cool. And I'm apparently a purple princess. I don't know. Uh, I am actually surprised some people haven't shown up yet. Great, now I'm gonna jinx it.
Me too. I wonder where they went. They said, "We're coming." Okay.
Hmm. So, what is going on in the land of tomorrow? The land of tomorrow, the land of money, the land of dreams.
How the hell should I know? They don't do Merlin hats and prophecies.
Lol. Hmm. I hear a scratching or a TikTok. Is that you?
That is me scrolling through endless
Ah,
amounts of bullshit to find the data I need. Apologies.
y'all been debating Supreme Court overturning Roe Wade. I look. Can I just be blunt here? I don't care about that. Well, somebody killed me because there's silence. If you see a reflection, there must be something that reflection is reflecting off. It has to be. What the hell are you talking about, Stefan? Or Stephine, or whatever? I,
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Stephanie likes to throw out highly symbolic phrases slightly related to the conversation at hand that makes one ponder. I'm starting to grow fond of her. At first, I thought she was just running around, like, typing up, like, bits of an acid trip, but
I mean, that's what it seems like to me. If she creates a god, there has one. Oh, to be one.
no. For what? For the purposes of the story, I'm telling, sure, but outside of that, for what reason?
Well, we are all pieces of God, so we all have God inside.
As in like a universal consciousness kind of way, or as in like a God spontaneously combusted kind of way?
Universal consciousness.
Hmm.
I don't know. I seem to be leaning more and more that way over time.
Um, I haven't been convinced of any God. I wouldn't say that I'm unpersuadable. I will say that I'm not nearly as interested as I used to be. I mean, it's fascinating to learn about. I like that part. Um, and questioning is fun, discussions are fun, all of that. But like, as far as like really being invested in like needing to find like a higher power, like I I I just don't have that anymore. I used to be desperate to believe, right? Like I thought something was broken because I couldn't believe, and now I don't have that need. Like if I'm convinced one day, fine. Like I'm open to like discussions and stuff, but I don't there's nothing missing. There's no hole to fill. Like I don't feel like the need to believe anymore either. I think that's where I'm at.
Uh, so sorry, I was just looking at something. Would you mind repeating some of that? That I know it's rude. Just wasn't listening.
Uh I said I think I'm more at a point where like okay, because I told you growing up I tried really, really hard to believe, right? Like
Yeah,
there was like this desperation to it, like why can't I believe what's broken, right? And so I think I've reached a point where like learning about all of it is fun and it's interesting and talking about it is fun and interesting, but like I don't feel like anything's missing. I don't feel that hole that people talk about. I don't feel a need to believe. I don't feel like a
I get
want
it.
to be persuaded. Like I just don't have that anymore. I think it's just gone.
Yeah, I get it. Like for me, I never believed either, and it just like I wanted to learn more about it as time went on. Obviously, see like okay, well, what can I learn with this? Maybe there's something I'm missing, right? And every argument, oh, I'm losing, and every argument I came across for the existence of God just fell so short, right? It's like, oh well, there's this argument for God. Okay, well then there's an argument against it, which said, oh, okay, so the argument against it makes like you know what I mean? Like obviously I'm still arguing whenever possible. But other than that, I honestly don't think I could ever be religious or Christian or believe in God or Yahweh or whoever, right? Because what I know about because of what I know about neuroscience, which granted I don't know as much as professionals obviously, but I know enough to be with like, yeah, I don't think I'll ever believe just based on what I know about the brain.
I like knowing about people
Well,
and
yeah,
culture and ideas.
yep. That's why
I
you and
used
I get
to
along so well.
I used to jokingly say I am a collector of religions and a follower of none.
I mean, you joke like that, but that's the truth, you know. Okay, so we have 7 watchers. Yeah, that's still creepy. But no, I get it. Like I said, for me, I'm still trying to learn more about religion. But I personally, I don't think I will ever believe that it's like, how can I?
I don't know. If anybody ever figures it out, let me know because I never did.
Okay, the messenger reveals, wants to know, Let's know. Tell us about your collection. By the way, the messenger. I thought you were at work. Like, what kind of work do you do that you can spend time in the chat? Like, come on, join the stream.
Oh, as I said before, I said it jokingly, right? Like I wouldn't consider myself an expert in any one religion, much less the one I grew up in, because everybody has a different interpretation of it, right? But I explored a lot of concepts, I explored a lot of ideas, and I sought out people who had answers that I didn't.
Well, I'm an expert in everything. Obviously, that's a joke. I
I
figured out.
finally I finally found a local Zoroastrian that can help me dig into
I
some concepts.
I don't know who that is, but the messenger
Zoroastrian is a
reveals.
religion.
Oh, okay. But messenger reveals. I see you're still saying that. I'm curious. Do you still have a cure for PTSD? Yeah, that's what messenger reveals. He used to say a couple of years ago. He's got a cure for PTSD.
He's figured out everything when it comes to human behavior, huh? I I don't place any stock or value in any statement that says has everything figured out.
I mean, I wouldn't even make that claim. Damn.
In any subject, right? Like if a neurosurgeon who had been a neurosurgeon for 35 years was like, I have figured out everything about neurosurgery, I would be like, I don't know that I trust you anymore.
Yeah.
Like he
Okay.
can tell me he knows everything about the operation he's about to to do, and that he's done 50 of them, and that's fine. But to take that further and be like, I know everything about neurosurgery, I'd question even him. I'd be like, no, I really doubt that.
Okay. I wanna. Okay. Wait. Are you alright?
Me, I'm fine.
No. 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 Not you. I'm talking about. Hold on a sec. Okay. Hold on a sec. I can't quote unquote talk. That would be problematic. I can use my thumbs on my phone. That's quiet. That is quiet. Um. Okay. Like I'm guessing you can't talk because your baby's asleep. I don't know. There's a cure for to everything. What is curable is what is not known. Okay, I do agree with half that.
I will be right back.
Okay, I trust people who are curious rather than dismissive with things they don't understand. I mean, Messenger, you and I have talked before, and I have been curious. But you seem to be like, oh, you spent 14 hours with me, and I'll tell you what it is. It's like I remember you wanted you what you like you wanted to do that with like Chen and Q, and she's like, she's like, she's not spending that much time with you. Like, yeah, being curious, being curious about what somebody wants to say is great, but if people smell bullshit, they're gonna call it out. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, man. Like, you can't really go around saying you're that you have a cure for PTSD and expect people to take you seriously. I mean, you could say you have a treatment for PTSD that helps people that helps many people cope with cope with the effects of PTSD. That's something. Shannon Q doesn't know shit about psychology. Although she has a BA in psych, it's pretty remedial education. I mean, I can't speak to what Shannon Q knows or does not know. Okay, I can only speak to what I know about psychology and the discussions I had with Christopher Mowdy, Lisa for Truth. See who else? Cryptomania, my own psychologist. It's my own therapist. Who else? Oh, I've talked to other people about psychology. I just can't remember. Well, I've talked to friends, but yeah, on my mind would think, okay, Stefan, Stephanie, you're kind of weird, but you're harmless. I mean, it would be interesting. Oh, excuse me. It would be very interesting to get the message revealed and Shannon Q back for another round. Okay, when idiots say we believe blah 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 blah, as if they are part of them being. Hold on. When idiots say we believe dot 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 blah blah blah, as if they are part of being some sort. Okay, this is as if they are part of being some sort of. Wow, I can't fucking read. When idiots say we believe blah 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 blah, as if they are a part of being some sort of expert, you can dismiss the credibility. Yeah, thumbs suck, but it's true. Okay, it's like I forget what the hell it's called. Maybe Trixie remembers it, but there is this psychological phenomenon to where we say we know this when we agree with something, with some people, but you say they know. Pixie, are you back?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you know what this is called. Right. If our, I forget what this is called, but in psychology, if in psychology, there's this phenomenon to where if your team wins, you say, oh, we won and we beat them. But if your team loses, you say, oh, they suck. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we take credit for what. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, and I'm trying to remember the name of, like, did it have, I know what you're talking about, but I'm trying to think if it has like a specific name.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember that. I just remember that it's a phenomenon to where, if your team wins, oh, we did it, we won. But if your team loses, it's like, oh no no, they did poorly, rather than saying we did poorly. I mean, the same thing applies everywhere, right? So it's like, oh, we as a speech, you know what I mean? There
Well,
is a
it's just a
we
part of
in
our
team.
tribal
The
nature.
W is up.
It's just a part of our tribal nature as far as I can
Oh
tell.
yeah, yeah.
Right? Like we're pack animals. Like we're social
Yeah.
creatures. It's us and them.
I love this comment by Jay. There is a we in team. The W is upside down. Ah, that is funny. How the hell do I get the link to Jay?
I always liked the one that said there's no I in team, and then it said, yes, it is. It's hiding in the a hole.
I never heard it like that.
Yes,
I
there
always
is. It's
think
hiding in the a hole, like the
no, no, no,
asshole.
no,
Yeah.
no, 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 I know, but I never heard it put it like that. It's like there's no I in team. The other part never.
Well, it's because if you type team in block letters, like in block letters, the A in the silhouette of the A, there's the straight line with the dot above it, like a capital A. Yeah. You never heard that? I heard that from a coach.
No, I just heard. I always heard there's no I in team, which
Yeah,
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, to which that makes sense to
to which the assistant coach always said, "Yes, there is. It's hiding in the a-hole."
me.
I don't know. People said weird shit. Okay, I moved around a lot. Different people said different kind of weird shit.
Yeah, well, everybody's love.
Like my grandfather, he used to say a lot of weird things. Like everybody knows the world's smallest violin, but he wouldn't do that. He would put his like finger and thumb together and bounce, and he would say, "This is my give a shit meter, and it's bouncing on zero." Or if you were talking with him, particularly if you were like getting frustrated or something, and you said "well," like "well," whatever, he would say, "Well is such a deep subject for such a shallow mind."
That's nice.
He was a mess. He was great though.
Okay. Let's see. Get used to it. I'm only half stoned. Okay. Everyone inevitable believes what they are programmed by others to believe. I mean,
I don't know about that. I'm pretty defiant. If that were true, why don't I believe like my mom or my grandfather or my grandmother or even my father or my siblings or a lot of my friends? I don't know. I mean, I we can be influenced. Are some people programmable? Sure. But to strip any sense of individuality from that, I think is not something I grasp well.
but okay. Everyone inevitably believes what they are programmed by others to believe. If they were truly crickets, you would have been silent. That's funny. Okay, so while that's true of a lot of people, as Pixie just said, she is extremely defiant. Um, yeah. Let's see. I guess I'm defiant too. It's called stubborn. But here's the thing. Here's the thing you're missing, messenger. Hang on. We have the capability of programming ourselves, right? Rather than being programmed by others, we can program ourselves, or I guess reprogram. But the point is, program your mind. Don't let the world program it for you. That's actually my new motto. Even though I heard it from a motivational video. Let's see. I don't know, Messenger. Do you want to? Pixie had influences, neglect and abuse that took her learning down other paths from her family. My best guess.
Well, your best guess is way the fuck off. I happen to be very, very close to my family. Um, my dad, before he passed away, was my best friend, and I went to see him every single day. I go see my mom at least 2 to 3 times a week. Um, and I wouldn't say that my growth has been, or my whatever you said has been stunted. So, like, nice try though.
Pixie had
Oh, I also just
influences.
took a road trip to help my big sister move from 25 hours away to only 6.5 hours away.
Nice.
Yes, unfortunately, my other sister just moved further away, which I'm a little bit sad about. But my brother moved closer too. So, yeah, winning so far. If I didn't love my family and love my family dearly, I never would have agreed to raise my child around my family, his and mine.
Okay, so let's see. I didn't say anything about you being. Wait, hold on a sec. Pixie had influences, neglect, and abuse that took her learning down other paths from her family, my best guess. Then he said, I didn't say you had poor relationship with your family either, investing how you interpret words. I didn't say anything about you being stunted.
Took
Okay,
me
well,
okay, hey, took me away from my family. In what way? In what way? Because not only are we close, but I see them regularly. So, and if I don't get to see them, I talk to them regularly. So, distance myself from my family in what way? And what neglect and abuse? I mean, to a point, I guess you could say that that's true of everyone. Do I have trauma that I've had to process from my childhood? Sure, but who doesn't? Even if it's just bullying, what person with some sort of self-awareness doesn't have something from their childhood to process?
okay, so let's see. I didn't say you had a poor relationship with your family either, but okay, interesting. Messenger, I like you, but it does seem like you're okay, you're psychologizing could use some work. That's a word, right?
Well, to be fair, I had a profiler tell me that he could not completely profile me. He used to joke with me and tell me that that's how he knew I was a born profiler. That's what he thinks my career should be. It's hilarious. That is not what my career should be. It should not be that. But that's not the point. Like even he had trouble. So if he had trouble, I guess there's just something like self-conflicting in me or something. I don't know. I don't know.
I
But
would
he
love to be a profiler.
there and he's a professional. Like world renowned like request he's been requested all over the place type of professional, and he had trouble with me, so I
Hmm.
don't expect people to be completely accurate.
Teach me, oh great pixie.
Oh no, Lauren Brand would be the teacher. He is really good at what he does.
Hmm. We are all in the same boat, dot dot dot, going in the very same direction, dot dot dot. Yet we fence that boat off and decide on what to call the boat and argue on its heading, dot dot dot. Lol. I I think my brain hurts.
Huh. It's a step removed, but almost reminds me of the mountain analogy.
Mountain analogy.
Yeah,
Well,
like if you're all going up the same mountain, but everybody's taking different paths, and some paths are harder than others, and some paths are more narrow than others, and some paths require more technical climbing than others. But if everybody gets to the top of the mountain, is anybody really going the wrong way?
yeah, true.
That analogy.
That's why your beliefs are different. Oh wait, hold on. Let me clarify. Okay. Um, let me clarify. Your influences, your abuses, your neglects in life, wherever they came from, affected your learning and programming different from that of your family. Uh, that's why your beliefs are different. It's funny how I affect ox.
So, what if the answer to that is only partly these? these differentiations in experience, and part of it is how I, as an individual, not yes, I had, like I said, I completely agree. I had lots of influences, right? I had a lot of influences, but that influence on me isn't as effective as that same influence would be on someone else. And because of that, that's a very personal component, like individualized component to it. It doesn't only depend on the information being fed to me, right? Like it depends on how I independently process the information being fed to me.
Feed the information. Feed the information. But yeah.
I mean, I agree there are baselines, and all baselines have exceptions and those sorts of things, but I think there are individual components to things as well.
Okay. It's parables. Dot dot dot, and you cannot handle them. Dot dot dot. Okay. Stephanie. I don't know. Stephanie, what are you doing? Your genetic makeup is very unique, which was a result of mom's egg and dad's supermarket. I know he meant sperm, but that typo is fucking hilarious. That supermarket. So yeah, you see the world very uniquely, but still within the confines of your unique experiences. Okay, messenger, you're not really telling us anything unique or new or I don't know. Uh, you know how they say when we find when we find a fault in someone in someone else annoying, we actually find that fault in ourselves, or we're afraid of finding it within our own shadow. Yeah,
I think that's sometimes true.
I mean the messenger. I don't think anyone disagrees that they were programmed. The question is, do you want to remain being programmed by others, or are you gonna take charge and reprogram yourself? Like that's who the fuck ever denied being programmed?
No,
Like,
I just think that as an individual, you can accept programming or you can rebel against programming. That you as an individual, while you as an individual have influences, you as an individual also influence the way in which you process the information you're receiving, which is why multiple people can receive the same information and not process it the same way.
well, yeah, that's because that's because their brains are wired differently. Yeah, just you know what, Pixie, I always find perception very interesting, right? Because no two people perceive the same information, as you said. So it makes certain arguments very very interesting. But see, here's the thing: if somebody perceives you as dishonest, you could tell them the truth all you want, but they will still perceive you as dishonest. You know what I mean?
Of course, I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm no, I'm learning to be okay with that, and most of the time, I'm okay with that. The whole, somebody else's opinion of you is none of your business.
Well,
It only
yeah,
bothers me if I respect. I think when I have trouble is when I respect somebody, because then it bothers me, especially when they're wrong. But I'm
yeah.
like, at the end of the day, I'm just like, whatever, who cares? Like,
I mean,
my
I
life is great
definitely.
either way, so have fun with that.
Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna mention any names, but you know my situation to where it's like, okay, well, he's got this perception of me. He's got this perception of me, which which is based on all the information he has, rather than seeing, like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna mention names, but you know what I'm talking about.
Right, but I think that's that defiance in me, right? Like I have like when I say I'm defiant, I mean I really, really am defiant. Like on both ends of the spectrum, right? Like I am actually a very forgiving person. And I have different lines for different people. But there is a line there, and it's really, really far back, and it's hard to find, and it's hard to get to,
I
but
get
there's a
that.
line there. And if you cross that line, I don't care. I don't care if you are the Pope himself. You are not even a ghost to me. You are a write-off. You have been erased and thrown away. You're done. I don't care.
Wow.
And
Sometimes I,
but at this
sometimes I wish I could cut people ties, I could cut ties with people. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that because what while I understand where you're coming from, I do think I know I do think that the way you do it doesn't leave any room for the other person to to come back in your life and and be like, okay, well, I know things happen. Like it doesn't leave room for
No,
reconciliation with some people.
I'm not saying you can't ghost me and come back, right? I'm not saying we can't have a huge fight that lasts 10 years and you can't come back. That would be a lie because that's happened before, right? I am saying I have lines. And if you cross that line, I don't care who you are and I don't care who you thought you were to me. We are done. Period. And I don't look back. And I will more than ghost you at that point. No, I'm not saying it's easy to get to that place. I can not want to have anything to do with you and you can come back from that, right? But that's
Wait,
not the same as crossing that line.
well, that's true. I sorry, I need to address a few things from. Okay, let me go up. Um, okay, there are no unique ideas, just unique interpretations of other ideas. I'm not really sure what that. Okay. If reprogramming was so easy, then becoming completely content and peaceful is possible in all circumstances. I mean, do you not know anything about positive?
It's
Go
okay,
ahead,
but
Pixie.
it
You're
uh
jumping at the bits. You're jumping at the bits to attack like a rabid dog. Arrgh!
no,
Go
just
ahead.
I don't like okay, people who speak in broad absolutes and paint everything with a brush. That's just a pet peeve of mine because I found it's rarely accurate, right? It just it's just frustrating. I don't even remember what I was gonna say. I think it had something to do with he was like the triggered thing, right? Like
Yeah,
I
healthy
don't ghost
thoughts.
because if I ghost somebody, it's not because I'm triggered. It's because I don't trust you to not harm people that I want in my life, and I don't want you around those people. And if I can't trust you not to harm me, I can't trust you not to harm them. So while there are things I would tolerate, one of them is not putting you in contact, like putting you around those other people. It's just not.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. But it's like imagine being on the receiving end of that, and it's like what did I do? Like, how do I mean, yeah, granted, some people may eventually get over it, but other people are like, well, what did I do?
Oh no,
Right?
you know
Just
what I did. If we got to that point, you know what you did. There's no question. That's what I'm
oh,
saying. It's not a petty thing. It's not like we had a fight. It's not like I've been mad at you for 2 years. It's beyond that.
well, okay, you have the details. How much time? Like Messenger, you're doing the same thing you were doing like 2 or 3 years ago. I just it doesn't really seems like you've changed much. Which okay, if you don't feel like you need to if you don't feel like you need to change, that's fine, whatever. But I I, I don't know. This this man is a conundrum to me. I mean, you could always just write a book. Many people in the fields of psychology spend like 30 years studying something and then write a book about it. Several actually. So I would like to read your book. I Messenger, I can't read your goddamn mind. Okay, as much as I want to have that power to be able to understand people by reading their mind, Okay, so I don't know what you know. All right, you might have the secrets of the universe locked in your brain. Okay, but I don't know. Like, there has to be a way for you to distill what that that knowledge into into bite-sized pieces so people can understand. Like, I don't know, Pixie, am I going crazy here? And Pixie's dead.
Oh, no, I'm here. Sorry. No, I'm with you. Like I said, I had doubts from the moment he claimed to have everything figured out. Especially because any expert in psychology and human behavior would tell you that the last instance you're going to be able to get a reading is a first time meeting online.
True.
Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be condescending. Like, I'm sure he has a plethora of knowledge. I am as skeptical about him as I am about most things, and I argue with myself, so that's not saying much.
Yeah, right. But I don't know. Like I said, not even I would claim to. Afina, it's called relationship. You make time to talk to those who can actually benefit your life rather than keeping the same dialogue that keeps you where you are. Okay, messenger. I okay. By saying keeps you where you are you talking in general or are you talking about me? Because I have made a lot of progress in the last year and a half. So who are you talking about? Like Pixie is the context that he's talking about me because he mentioned my name in the he mentioned my name in this in the in this comment.
I don't know him well enough, right? Like I can't say if that's like just a concept he's trying to get you to consider or if like he thinks that that applies to you. But either way, who gives a shit, right? Fuck it.
Okay, Pixie draws to quote unquote experts? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Which have you studied? Question mark. Uh, Wait, what experts are you drawn to?
Oh, I have to study an expert to know multiple experts in the field who have said this not only to me or to someone I know, but on the stand in courtrooms. Sure. Good to know.
I
I'll
feel
keep
like
that in mind for next time. Stick it note and everything.
I feel like
Good deal.
I feel like there's a serious breakdown in communications here. I, Wait, who said who gives a shit?
Me, I said, even if he was insulting you, who gives a shit? That's what I said. And I meant it. Even if he was insulting you, who gives a shit?
No, I mean that's true. I just wanted to know if he actually was.
I don't know.
Right?
I really don't know.
Name calling is such a weak-minded action. There, little messenger.
Did
Uh,
he think did he think my who gives a shit was sarcasm? That wasn't sarcasm. I really meant that. Even if it was an insult, who get like I don't lose any sleep over it. You will cease to exist in my world 5 minutes after I turn my
I
phone
mean,
off. So like
okay,
who cares? That
okay.
wasn't sarcasm.
What can I do? What can I do with the information of E equals MC squared? Okay, well, that is interesting because because with that information you could then realize that everything around you is energy, right? Even matter, and energy is mass times the speed of light squared. So there you go. Sarcasm was your sarcastic statement that follows. Watch the replay. I don't even know what the fuck is going
Oh,
on anymore.
if I said something sarcastic after that, like I don't even remember what I said, but I don't doubt it. I tend to be sarcastic at times. I yeah, yeah, I don't doubt it. Cool.
Well, you know what? It really doesn't matter whether he was saying that that I was still stuck where I am or not. Just the way he phrased it, I was like, well, wait, what do you mean? Are you talking about me? being stuck or being whatever. I don't know. Now, what you realize, I said, what do you do with it? Uh, what do I do with it? I don't know.
Well, I don't do much with it, but I marvel at what position, like what astrophysicists can do with it. So, you know,
I'm not even gonna correct that.
yeah, I know I said something wrong, and I'm okay with it.
At least you realize it. I was like, wait, astrophysicist?
Not the word I was looking for. It was one of
Oh,
those presque vu moments, and I was like, close enough. And then I was like, I should correct it, but I don't give a shit. And I still can't think of the right word, so whatever.
just physicist.
Thank you.
It's
Yes, them people. Mm-hmm.
it's just a physicist. So it's like, uh, weird.
I have lots of presque vu moments.
That's a what?
Presque vu moments.
Ah, no, no bots. I don't crave subs. Only the few find truth. Only the few find truth. Most are plugged into worldly thinking. Um,
Who taught you your concept of worldly thinking? Was it the world? Hmm.
yep.
Where was I going with this thing I was looking at? Okay, yes. I'm back on track. We're good.
Hey, this one guy. Do you want in on the stream? Just say yes or no in the chat, you asshole. Spooks, good people. One who can disagree with me and still value the relationship. I mean, are you saying I can't disagree with you? Like, let's talk. Let's talk on Discord through
Is he
text. And then,
saying that, or is he saying that he feels that when you disagree, you somehow devalue the relationship you have, like in action, or maybe he
well, I
feels
mean,
if
he
you do
did.
that? I don't know.
Well, I mean, he. Well, look, Messenger and I haven't talked in uh, 2 years. I guess I don't know, but it's been a while. So there
Hmm.
was never much of a relationship there to begin with.
Oh, so there's some history I'm not aware of.
Yeah,
That explains some of the tension that I know nothing about. Cool.
I
Good to
mean,
know.
I wouldn't say there's really tension, but there,
I
but
didn't
you know,
say it
but
was negative. It's just
uh,
maybe unease is a better word than tension.
sent you this one guy sent you the link. Ox, I've been gone for 2 years, enjoying life, not caring about that damn channel content. Well, okay,
That is awesome.
you're enjoying,
Congratulations.
you've been enjoying life, yet you find yourself, you find yourself on my channel.
Well, no, Joe. Seriously, congratulations. It is always good to touch grass, go out in the real world, have some fun. I
I'm
just took a
sorry,
break, and I
I'm
haven't even been
sorry,
here that long.
I'm sorry, Pixie, but
That's great
you
news.
you sound so sarcastic. I'm
I'm not.
sorry.
I'm being
I know, but
sincere.
you sound so. You, I just can't.
It's
It
because I
just
sound like a kid.
yeah, it just comes off so sarcastic. Like you know what? Fuck it.
No,
I'm
I'm being
serious.
sincere. I haven't even been here a year, and I already had to
No, no, no,
take a
no, no,
break
no,
for
no, no, no.
several
I know.
weeks.
No, I know. But it's just the way you're saying it about to the messenger. It comes off. Jesus. You know what? It's fine. I just find it funny. Talk. I sent
People
you the link
often find
on
me
Discord.
patronizing when I do not intend to
Here we
be.
go. Yeah, patronizing. That's the word.
Well,
So
I
hey,
wasn't
talk.
intending to be. I really, sincerely, that's awesome.
Okay, that's fine.
I was
Afina
just
personifies. Hold on a sec.
Hey,
Afina
Tog.
personalizes things too much. I make a statement to Spooks, relates it to himself. I could have taught you not to. Then you're truly free. I think Pixie is being very sincere. Okay, that's fine. but no, I mean it's like I don't know.
Whenever you
I
said the
mean,
messenger about enjoying life and being here, you kind of made me question my motive of coming in. Like, is he making the suggestion in order to enjoy life, I should not join the live stream? Maybe I
well,
should take this into consideration.
No, it's always good to just take a break for a while, I think.
Messenger. If you want to talk on Discord again, like you know my account, at least the other one.
Yeah, I know John too, or Messenger, I should say, because I
Yep.
used to talk to him back in the day when he first came around from Nakasuchi, because that's how we met. And we had when we first met, our Christianity were somewhat similar in the way how we saw like his methodological. And I was like, oh, cool. Um, so that was really cool. And then that's how I know Messenger. So yeah, he's been off and on because he has a big family.
I
So I
personalize too
imagine
much.
why he took too much
Pixie, do you think
to
that do,
get
do,
off.
you- do you do you think that's true?
Mm, not usually. I think sometimes you can fall into that, but it's usually when something else is going on, like in real life.
I think I think you get
Does
personally
that
when
make
you get
sense?
touchy.
Yeah. And what'd you say, Tog?
When you get touchy, yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you snap.
Yeah. Well, still trying to work on that.
Baby steps. Remember what I said? I had to make baby steps in progress, and there were days where I felt so defeated, like, I can't believe I fell into that pattern again, and why is this so difficult? And it really takes somebody else to be like, yeah, but like this is one instance that happened what in like 3 years, and it used to be how often? Like it's okay.
Yeah, I try. That's what I try to keep in mind. I just want to get to the point where it's not there.
I know, me too.
I mean, it's already a miracle I made this much progress in a year and a half. So you know, okay. Um,
So what's
How
been
are
going
you,
on
Tom?
today? That's what I
Oh,
was
I've
getting
just
at.
been working, so I was gonna ask how you are.
It's kind of the same. I just been napping it. I went to go look at an account that we had to go redo from the high dust, and we were missing the on stuff on some pipelines on the wall. I didn't know we were supposed to get, so we had to go back at like 4 a.m. to go take care of that. Other than that, I'm just starting my work night. I had a nice nap today, and now I'm just chillaxing on the road with the freaking sun in my eyeballs because there's no goddamn clouds in the sky today, so it's
I mean,
blinding.
I do agree with this kind of. It's like, wait, who else? Who said that? Like, yeah, this is. There's another
Mm,
way.
I think I would change it a little bit. I like because sometimes personalizing something can save your ass, right? But I think it would maybe be the way I heard it was what was the way I heard it? Whoever you let anger you, you let control you.
Yeah,
Control your because
that's
they control your emotions.
yeah.
That's so inaccurate because again, you are responsible for your own actions. So in the end, you're responsible. It goes back to you because
It is
only
it
you can
is
control your anger. I love that.
it is a self-responsible statement. It's saying you are handing over your self-control.
Wow, Tog, that totally shut you up.
It's because
But
I'm muted.
okay.
No, because I'm laughing at that because I don't know if people can catch that. Like just because I catch, I don't think other people will catch that. Just because I know that to
Sometimes
me
I
that's
do, but
funny.
it's delayed. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the whole point of making it. Is because some people won't be able to see that. They'll just see that okay, other people control my anger, so my anger stems from other people. Instead of thinking rationally, I am in control of my anger. Because then that it goes on to blame onto others for
Oh, the whole you made me
justification for
feel
the anger.
this way.
Right. Because it's justification for blame.
Yeah, I learned I learned that very early, especially when trying to communicate with people. I learned if you're angry, do not say the word you ever. Do not, just don't use the word you. Don't do it. And so I learned when I'm angry to describe my feelings by saying, when I heard this, I felt this way. Or I think it might have reminded me of this. And that's what my mind responded to, right? And so I have to actively say, I. I can't be like, you did this or you did that or you made me feel this way. A, because it's not true. And B, because it makes things worse. I have to consciously be like, I felt this way when this happened.
Yeah, I definitely need practice in that area for obvious reasons. If that thing were to ever be fixed, you know what I mean, Pixie?
Yeah. Something being a mom taught me too is how much power words have. Like,
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
I never ever told Super Munchkin that she was bad. Not ever. That was a no-no word in my house. Nobody ever said the word bad. You weren't acting bad. You weren't behaving bad. That was unacceptable. I told her she was acting ugly and she was too pretty to act that way.
I mean, I guess because
That's
bad has a.
gaslighting. I was playing. You just
Oh,
gaslighting
you
your
mean like?
daughter.
Oh, you mean?
To be
Well,
fair, I tailored it to her response to something when she was little. When she was little and she would see something sweet, like a kid being sweet to another kid or a mom being sweet to a kid, she would say, "Oh, pretty." And so I would tell her she was too pretty to act ugly.
hmm. But I mean, yeah.
To me, that sounds like the whole kid can't be a mechanic. Like I wonder if it goes into like the kid thinking the ugly is like getting dirty.
Well,
So
hang
they're
on.
like, I
Hey,
can't be a mechanic. I wonder
hang
if
on.
that like
Hang
what
on.
if
Hang
this
Oh
on.
makes
no,
you
she's
ugly?
rough
Hey,
and tumble.
whoa. Hey, hang on. Laura, you want to know something funny? I was actually about to send you the link before when I saw your name on Discord, and now you're asking for a link. I just wanted to comment on that. That is that is hilarious. I'm sorry. I just had to comment on that. By the way, I believe that's Nikolai. Watton the Harlequin. I will send you one too on Discord if you like. I believe that's your account is still that one. I don't know.
I think it is too.
I will learn how to speak. God damn it! Or my name, or my
Technically,
name. Go ahead.
you know how to speak. It's pronunciation you can't do.
Fair enough.
We have, to be fair, Tog, I'm a weird person and we have lots of weird little sayings. Like when she was little and she would fall and hurt herself, if she would make a big deal out of it, like obviously if it was severe, I would take care of it and I would mom and all of that. But if it was just like a scraped knee or something and she was like freaking out, I would tell her stand up and shake it off. And she'd be like, it hurts. And I'd be like, if it hurts that bad, it's time to go in. I don't want to go in. Then stand up and shake it off. And she would literally stand up
Well,
and shake her leg. She would shake her leg at you, and then she would just get back on her bike and ride off. But she would like literally shake at you, and it was adorable.
That
well,
is, yeah.
the Harlequin. Well, what Wukon? I can't pronounce that. The Harlequin. I'm assuming you're Nicola. That's why I sent it to you, your name on Discord. Maybe you could be someone else who uses Harlequin. But Laura, I sent you the link on Discord it, on the other account. But let's see. But honestly, you're right, Pixie. The power of words are definitely very, very powerful. This is what I'm trying to learn. How to frame things, how to use the proper wording, so people don't feel like they're on edge, right? You never say, "Oh, you made me feel this way." You're like, "No, no, no, I feel like this because of what happened." You know what I mean? You're putting the blame on yourself, or not the blame. I guess the responsibility.
It
Even
is.
though,
I
even
am
the
I am
yeah,
responsible for my emotions. And I have to
right,
I have to actively remember that when I'm mad. I have to
well, right,
consciously say, I,
right. But at
I,
the
I.
same, but at the same time, those emotions weren't generated in a vacuum, right? There's a reason why you felt those emotions. So
Right,
You may,
but the reason may have nothing to do with that person, right? It could be something, it could
right?
be some trigger from way in my past, and they don't know anything about it, and they didn't take it the way I took it when they said it, right? Like like I said, part of working on like part of why marriage is so hard, right? Like is because it's so much work. I had to learn that my husband and I could say the same words and hear two different things, right? Because to each of us, those words carried different connotations. They had different weight behind them because of past experience, right? So we didn't even communicate effectively. There were communication hurdles we had to jump over. And there are still times where something he says or the way he says it will just rub me the wrong way. And I have to remember, like, he obviously does not mean it the way I took it, right? Like, and so in that same way, when I respond to something with anger, it's yeah, I am responding to a stimuli, but that doesn't make that response their like it's
And that
it's
happened.
it's their it's not their responsibility, it's mine.
That happened to me
well, yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. I'm just, I don't know. Like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's the person. It's something they said that generated it. Well, yeah, but yeah, it might be something. It might be something that the words reminded you of. This is why, this is why words, words are powerful. So where you have to choose, you have to choose your words carefully.
Or just the way
Unfortunately,
someone says it. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
well, yeah. Sometimes it's not what you say; it's how you say it. It's
I
actually amazing how how much influence the right body language can have over somebody, rather than the words themselves. Like,
I that embarrassingly happened to me like at work. A new manager was at Dick's Sporting Goods, and they were looking for like the cleaning crew manager. So they went to talk to me, and there's like some garbage cans that are smaller than like regular sized cans uh, near the footwear, and she was asking if they swap those out with bigger ones, would we still take them because it seems like they're getting missed. And she was talking about swapping like them out with the back warehouse ones, and I thought she was talking about just putting the warehouse ones out in the front so we could take out that garbage as well. I was like, no, we don't take out the back warehouse garbage. That's your guys' responsibility. Don't bring it out to the front so we have to do it because like that just sounds shitty as hell. And like I got like offended by it, like, no, that's your guys' work. She's like, but what she meant was just buying new waste baskets like the ones in the back just to bring them up front so we can, notice the garbage cans. I didn't. I completely missed that, and she explained it to my wife, and then my wife told me like, "Wow, I feel like such a fucking asshole retard because I misunderstood completely."
Well,
Because I'm like, no, I don't want
two
to do
things.
extra work.
Yeah.
There's two things going on here in that little thing that you just said. So one of the elements is that um, I've got an idea in my head, and I've got to get you to have the same idea in my head, and all I've got is words to do it. How do I communicate what I'm thinking? Because we don't have telepathy. It's one of the
yet,
problems that we get in this community because we come from different walks of life and different countries, and so I can say
That's
something that just sounds completely weird to you, and vice versa. I
that's
mean,
so true. Yeah, I even asked her to show me what she meant. So we walked back there to kind of see because I was like, I'm not sure if I'm understanding correctly. So I had to physically show me, and I still couldn't. Even with that, I still couldn't get what she was saying because again, she's trying to explain large garbage can from the warehouse and then up front. To me, that also is a visualization of moving the garbage can, from the warehouse to the front, not necessarily saying copy garbage can, and then just buy it. Yeah. So that's also visualize physically being there, watching her trying to explain it to me like that was confusing enough.
yeah. And the other one is that you mentioned body language. A lot of what we do is body language, tone of voice, those
yep.
things. So if I say, "Oh, midnight, you idiot," something like that, you might be able to tell from the tone of my voice that I'm joking. I'm not being serious. But if you just like look at that on Discord and it's just text, "Oh, midnight, you idiot," well, that can be read in she's joking or she's being horrible to me. So, it depends on that as well.
I mean, to be fair, I've been called worse.
Yeah, and that's only been by me.
You and you know what? Let's not get into that. But yeah, I've been called worse, so don't worry.
I had one few years back with Gary Phonobittle Maniacs.
Oh,
And
that guy! Holy
he
shit!
misunderstood something, or rather missaid something, and then argued that, we were wrong. And it's like, well, we can't be wrong when you're explaining it the way, in the words that you use. If you're saying the things that you're saying, that it kind of means this. And ultimately it turned out that he didn't actually quite mean it in the way that he'd said it. But somehow it was our fault that we took it the wrong way. And it's like, no, it's not. And
Yeah,
ultimately I had to sort of say, look, is this what you mean? And it's like, no, that's not what I mean. And so you ultimately end up saying, why didn't you say that before then? So effectively, we need to make sure that we are understood. And saying the same
yeah.
thing multiple times doesn't actually help. All it does is, cause more problems.
I mean, that's why I'm kind of obsessed with trying to communicate better and be better understood.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. It's weird, right? Like in text, I can usually usually communicate very well, and in voice, it really depends. It really depends on the person I'm talking to. Because say if I was talking to Pixie or Tog, even though I may fumble some words, they can generally get the meaning of what I'm saying, and we can go from
Yeah.
there.
And also in this, sort of corner of the internet, there's loaded there's words that have loaded meanings. And sometimes it's worth avoiding them. So, for example, if I start talking to a Christian, I don't use the word faith. I don't use the word faith
Yeah.
in this community because their idea of faith is quite different than mine.
Oh my
So,
god.
so it's
You
like,
should have been on you should have been on Wild Hearts stream for a few times. All they do is use the word faith, which muddies the water. It's like, oh, you have faith your car is gonna start. You have faith the weather. It's oh, I really hate finding that
One, it's
using that faith.
because both views of faith are one's from rationality, the other one's from emotion. Both views are correct and not both wrong. It all depends on who you get on the nail with faith. It's those like both and both can be true inherently at the same time as well, because you can
Well, I
both
don't
have something
know.
in reality and emotional interest into it.
To me, faith
That's what I
denotes
go ahead.
to me, faith denotes without evidence, right? Like people say, you have faith the sun's going to come up. No, I don't. I have reason to believe the sun will come up based on every day I've been alive on this earth. That's not the same thing as the faith you're describing when you say you have faith in God. So I understand that they're just trying to get me to understand what they mean, but on the other hand, like it's a false equivalency to me.
It isn't. It's not, because again, it gets, you got, everyone has to remember, you have to do like a time travel hat and go back to when these words had actual meaning, like when Christ was around and after the fact, and people actually saw a new Christ. So when they saw a new Christ, it wasn't a blind faith. It is for us in the future, because the people who witness this aren't necessarily around. It's by word of mouth and like grandfathered in, right?
Well, no,
So
it even says it.
it's
No,
that
it even says it in the
carryover.
text. But it says it in the text. It says faith is the
substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen.
evidence of things unseen, right?
Right. And
I have
people,
faith that the sun is going to come up because I have seen the sun come up.
It's the
It's not
evidence.
the
Oh,
same.
God, this is why I use the pregnancy analogy for this, because it's you have faith that a baby's going to be born because you see the pregnant woman. Although the
No,
only reason
I
why there's
hope
faith,
the baby's going to be born. She could
no,
miscarry. She could all kinds of things.
that's what the faith is. That's what it still is. It's based on the evidence that the woman is pregnant, that the baby may be born. It's not without reason, because of course you know that abortions and all that miscarriages can happen. That's why it's the faith is evidently on the fact that the woman is pregnant to ergo say, hey, there's gonna be a baby that comes from that, because that's most likely the potential outcome.
So faith is not just hope, it's hope with optimism.
It has the foundation of, again, like all reasons of happening. It's like if you make a cake, right? You can make the perfect cake, but by the end of it, if you leave it in there too long, it can still get burnt, right? You have faith that someone can make a cake.
So faith with optimism. I mean, so hope with optimism. So
not only do you hope,
sure. not only are you hoping, but you're very optimistic that hope will be the end result.
Well, it's foundational within truth, because again, it goes in with with everything going right with the pregnancy, right? 99 out of 10 she's gonna have that baby. That baby's gonna be born, because that's what's intended. So it has to also do what's also intended, because you can't have faith in things that are unintended. It would not work that way. I missed my turn because of the stupid sun. Sorry.
I think I understand. I think I understand a little better. Well, I don't think I understand completely, but I think I understand a little better what you mean.
Right, because the whole thing with the sun thing, it works like even saying that the sun comes up is inaccurate, because the sun never actually comes up. That's just colloquial. That's because the sun never actually comes up. That's not. It's just station.
Well, right, but I believe there will be. I believe there will be daylight tomorrow.
Right, but that's only because of the fact of the matter is because there's always light from the sun. There's never a day without light, so to speak. It's just something it's just something that we think by regional location, by experience. That's all it is. But it's always daylight, so to speak. It's never not daylight. It's just right, it's nighttime that it would be nighttime that would matter most, because nighttime's the one that isn't necessarily always true, because that doesn't have to do with the sun. That has to do with perception of the sun and the light involving the sun not being seen, although it's still there.
I still think pregnancy's better, because you don't see the baby, you see the pregnancy. The sun, the sun's always there. Sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't. I get that, but we see it, and we see it like it is observed, and it is observed daily. And that's where my mind gets stuck, right? They're like, well, you have faith that the chair's going to hold you. And I'm like, no. The first time I sat in that chair, I was probably really iffy about it, but I've sat in it 500 times and it's always held me. And that's why I think it's going to hold me.
I think the thing is, like I say, again, when you're having these discussions, you have to use your own loaded language, so that it's clear what you mean. So I have a realistic justification that chair will hold my weight.
Sorry, sir, I stepped away for a sec, so I don't know how long you were waiting. Anyways, go on, Laura.
Yeah. So if it came to, you have faith that the chair will hold you up, it's like, no, I have a reasonable expectation knowing things about chairs and how they work. And if I see that the glue doesn't seem to be done very good, or it's got a wobbly leg, well, I might treat that with a bit more care if I try sitting down in it.
Yeah, I was going to go for the audible creak in the chair that might notice whether it might be safe.
Yeah, that too. But
then, those are all reasons for it to give us into not trusting in the chair. That those are all signs of signal. Hey, this might not be the smartest endeavor. Within itself, just by visualization, it might look a little bit raggedy. So maybe the chair might be time to get a new chair, because eventually sitting down in the chair will cause it to break.
Yeah.
So you fix the problem before it even happens, or something.
Well, let's say reasonable expectation is the phrase that I would use for, because it's not faith, it's evidence based. Chairs are designed to sit on. Usually, chairs work in the way that they're intended. And when they don't, there's a reason for that. It's not because God did it.
Right, which is why I liked the pregnancy one better.
God always did
It made
everything.
it makes
Well,
the word less muddy in my mind.
I was going to say, technically, Jesus was a carpenter, so who's to say he didn't make a few chairs here and there? No.
But was he a carpenter? Is there any proof of that? Is there
He
any
was
work
the son.
left?
He was the son of a carpenter, and if you were the son of a carpenter in those days, you were probably learning the family trade.
Right, right. I was just asking you if there's anything left of his work. Like, did he make anything at all? It would be nice to be like, hey, you know what? This,
I think the
this
cross still
chair.
stands in some way or form.
Would
what?
his name the cross? That's hilarious, but dark.
Sorry, my signal went in and out. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Would I don't know that I remember what I was gonna say now. Oh, would it even have his name on it, or would it bear the name of of Joseph? But beyond that, like that knowing that he's supposed to be the son of a carpenter, right? And back in the day when they didn't have like machines and cranes and stuff, like it was manual labor, right? So he's supposed to be the son of a carpenter from the Middle East. But for some reason, everybody really enjoyed depicting him as this frail white guy, and I think that's pretty funny.
Well, how do you see him as? Like a big muscular guy?
Well, I
Like,
don't know
with
if he would
long
be
hair?
muscular, but he would at least be toned, right? He wouldn't be like wimpy and shit. Especially if
I
he
guess
carried that cross.
I guess it all depends on because then you have the 2 months of him physically starving himself out in the desert, and whether that might have an effect. Because if you ever seen like shows like Naked and Afraid, and what those people turn into, almost skeletons, after being out there for 40 days, on their own in survival mode, and they
That's
actually
true.
get to eat
That's
stuff.
true. I guess I didn't consider that. But
Sir,
like,
why?
so
Sir,
weird.
why are you playing with your food? What are you
Trying to
doing?
help him, damn it. He's just too angry.
Uh, you're like Scar playing with a mouse. Jesus.
That would make sense if it was just on the cross, right? But even when he's like preaching to the masses, they have him as this frail little guy. Anytime you see him, he's a frail, skinny guy.
I've got a meme which is the passive aggression of the Christ, and it's him with the cross, and it's like, no, it's fine, I'll carry it.
That is funny. Well, don't all laugh at once.
I had
I
an
did
amusing-
laugh. I was muted.
I had an amusing encounter with a street preacher last week. So I was doing my thing with the resurrection account, because Paul said something along the lines of Christianity rises and falls on the strength of the resurrection. And, sort of my question is, why do you believe this? Why do you believe, given that the resurrection accounts say different things, that they're all different? And, he kept making really, really bad arguments, after explaining, what do you mean? And I said, well, if you look at the 4 resurrection accounts, you've got 4 different stories, all with different elements in it. So how many, and I asked him straight, I said, how many angels were in the tomb? And it's like, and he obfuscated all over the place, but ultimately I managed to grind him down into answering the damn question. And it's like, he didn't have an answer, because I explained that in one version, so in Mark, you've got 1 angel in the tomb, 1 angel sitting, and in Luke, it's 2 angels standing. And then in Matthew, which is what I jokingly refer to as the Michael Bay version of the Bible, where there's a giant earthquake and an angel sweeps out the sky, moves the tombstone out of the way, and sits on it. And the reason why I call it the Michael Bay version is because in a Michael Bay movie, if a car explodes, it's not enough that it exploded. It needs to do 5 somersaults in the act of exploding. And so, he he kind of bounces backwards and forwards because, again, he wants to divert in other directions. So I had the usual apologetic of, well, if something happens and you get 4 eyewitnesses, you may not get the same story. You'll get details that are different. And and I said, well, the problem with that analogy is that the Matthew version is spectacularly different, spectacularly more grandiose than the rest of it, than the other ones. An earthquake and an angel swooping out of the sky, moving his tombstone out of the way is quite different than, oh, look, the tombstone's been opened, and they go in and they find one or two angels, depending on which book. And so, and he, like I say, tries to use, people see different things. And I said, well, look, let's follow that analogy. There's a car crash over there, and 3 guys get out and run away. What did the driver look like? What was he wearing? How tall was he? You might get variations, sure, but the difference between, oh, he was wearing dark blue or oh, he was wearing black is very different when the Michael Bay, the Matthew version is he was dressed up like Big Bird from Sesame Street. That's a hell of a lot different than, oh, the tombstone's out of the way. Oh, there's 1 angel or 2 angels. Massive difference.
Correction, that's not quite Michael Bay. It would be, I think he was dressed as Blackbird, but I couldn't make out from all the lens flares.
Yeah. I didn't want to muddy the waters or sort of have weird things on his vision of what was going on. Vision. Lens flare. Anyway, so he then made the most ridiculous one. And he said, well, if I move this speaker, because he had a microphone and speaker thing, amplifier. He said, if I move this from here to here, and I use 1 hand or 2 hands, does it make a difference? Did it not get moved? And I said, well, there's a big difference here, and that is nobody's salvation is based upon whether you move it with 1 hand, 2 hand, or moved it at all. And suddenly, he didn't want to talk to me anymore and just started preaching loudly. And every time I said something, he talked. So he's like, he basically went into the fingers in the air, la 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 approach, which I
would say, like, just in that same instance of like the 1 hand, 2 hand thing, the irrelevance of the 2 angels or 1 angel is the same thing. What matters is if like the person in the tomb was Christ inherently, because that's what the story is ultimately about. Because who gives a shit about side characters?
Well,
the main character is the one that does the salvation. As you said, the angels don't matter in salvation, so who cares how many were there? What matters is if Christ was resurrected or not. That would be the more pertinent issue than whether how many people and witnessed other people that were happened to be witnesses as well to collaborate the same thing.
I understand that, but at the same time, like Laura said, like Laura illustrated, if it was minor deviances, it wouldn't call, into credibility. But the fact that 1 major witness just happens to be so much more flamboyant than any other story, I think does kind of call into the question the validity of it. But the argument that gets under my skin most is that there is no contradictions, right? And then they'll bring up explanations for the contradictions. And I'm like, okay, so you've explained the contradictions. And they're like, no, there are no contradictions.
Yeah.
Well, then why do you have explanations?
Yeah.
I don't get it. And then we just go in a circle.
Yeah.
And why does God need apologists anyway? That's like the biggest mystery in the world.
It's because he's
Why a
good.
God?
Not only that. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's like, does he also need agents to do his dirty work for him?
Yep.
First Samuel 15, which is the genocide of the Amalekites, why did he need to send the troops in? Because if you don't know the story, Samuel, who's like the high priest, gets a message from God, tells Saul, right, you need to go and kill those Amalekites. Everybody, men, women, children, babies in suckling, kill all the animals as well, raze it all to the ground, leave nothing behind. And he doesn't do so, and then he gets banished. That's basically the story. They go and do it. Well, why couldn't God click his metaphorical fingers and just make them drop dead or just disappear out of thin air?
Because God is a dick.
I would say, like, if you have pawns, and you're a king, why not use your soldiers for what they're supposed to do?
I'm not a
'Cause that's what
pawn. I'm a
soldiers are
king in this
for.
game.
You're a king pawn. Congratulations. You're a pawn that's been turned into a king.
Laura got it. Laura got it.
Oh, I
Sorry,
missed it. That was an inside joke.
That's
I'm
a
sorry.
mug joke.
Says the pawn as he becomes a queen.
Fuck you, Serb. Okay. Do we want to continue? What are we doing? What's going on?
Oh, I got one. Did anyone watch the January 6th hearings today?
No.
And it probably doesn't interest the British guy at all, but
What? Sorry,
other
is there
guys?
is there another British person here?
no, just you.
Okay. British, not a guy though.
Yeah.
No.
British-
the way
British-
I mean guy, you're a guy,
Uh-huh.
like a dude.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
a
yeah.
dude, by the way. Everyone's a dude.
Oh, you mean like you guys kind of a thing?
Yeah. When I say dude, I'm not referring to cowboys.
Okay.
Guy by definition just means man. Yeah, that's true.
Like what? Like people that say my guy or all that.
The
You
generic
guys.
one.
Yeah, makes sense.
So is that a no on the? No one saw it.
I
Yeah,
haven't
nobody
watched it
cares.
yet.
Yeah, I didn't
don't-
see it.
I've
Oh my
watched
god,
the
it's
audio one so
literally
far,
the
but-
only day anyone should have watched.
Oh no,
Um,
Mark Meadows, Chief of Staff. Yes, saw it.
Yeah, and then Trump's aide was also there and just destroyed
Now
Trump
I heard
too.
about Trump's
No,
aide.
it wouldn't.
Was Mark Meadows there today?
No, it wasn't Mark Meadows. It was his the person under him, his like secretary, not secretary. What is she called?
Undersecretary?
I don't remember her like official title, but
I
like
think
his
she was
personal
the
aide.
she was the top. Yeah, she was the personal aide to Trump's chief of staff. I think.
Right. I think that's an undersecretary, but I might be wrong.
Anyway.
Lots of big things.
Yes,
Lots of
that
big
was
things were said.
that was interesting.
I'm looking forward to watching it. I did catch a little bit. I've not actually seen it, but I've caught that the aide said something along the lines of, "I don't care. They're not that they don't want to kill me." When he was warned that there were people who were armed and potentially dangerous. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
but they
screw
don't want
that.
to kill me.
But Trump choked a Secret Service agent.
Yeah, tried to choke a Secret Service agent and commandeer the presidential limo.
Oh right, okay.
Wait,
Because-
seriously?
Yeah, well, he didn't like he lunged at him anyway because he wanted to. They wanted to take him back to like somewhere else, and he wanted to go to the Capitol and lead the charge.
Oh wow.
Like he wanted to be with them, I guess, and he kept trying to go, and they kept trying to not take him, and he was not happy about it. Yeah.
So when the when he's on the podium and he's saying, we go to the Capitol and I'll be with you, and then he wasn't
meant
with
it.
you. He meant it, and he actually just wasn't given the opportunity because smart people worried about security.
Well,
Yeah.
the Secret Service is under the Treasury, which is underneath Congress, not the president. Right.
Mm.
So while they do kind of have to do what the president says, that only goes to such an extent.
Yeah.
Hmm.
among other things like ketchup on the wall and broken dishes and what else was there? Oh, somebody pleading the fifth and Mark Meadows trying to dodge going to the hearing and what else? I don't know. She's the same one who named the people who asked for pardons, isn't she?
Yes, I
Yes.
believe so.
Yeah.
How the name's blurry on the screen because you need your glasses. You forgot them. Nope, still blurry. Were you having fun with Messenger, Serb? I don't know. I
Well,
wasn't paying
yeah.
attention to chat.
Hey, Spooky.
Hi, Spooky.
Anyway, without spoiling it, just if you watch No Other Days, you should probably watch today.
I mean, is it still going?
I hope not. It's be like 9 p.m. there.
Well, yeah, it's 9/11. Literally. Really should end this and go for a walk. Hmm. Okay. Well, you know what? Thank you everybody for joining. It's been that's what I'm doing, Serb. Jeez. Thank you everybody for joining. It's been a hell of a 5 years. Um, I both blame and thank Steve McRae for getting me into this community. Yeah. Uh,
Well, good. So we have someone to blame.
yes.
Well,
Steve
thank you for the
McRae.
stream and enjoy your walk.
Yep. Okay. So end broadcast.
Bye.